Hello, everybody, and welcome to this journal article interview. I'm Don Finn, president of the Coalition on Adult Basic Education, and also serve as chair of our publications committee, which includes our COABE journal. Today, we are joined by Ronna Magy and Donna Price, who are going to talk a little bit about their article, their contribution to the Workforce Edition, called Filling the Soft Skills Gap. We're really happy to have both of you with us today, and I welcome you to this time. And before we get started with any questions, I'd like for you to just maybe give a brief introduction, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background. Ronna, is it okay if we start with you?
Yeah, and thanks, Don. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, a union town, and have always been concerned about social justice. And I've worked many jobs, from electronics factory worker to supermarket clerk, and from switchboard operator to ESL teacher to staff development specialist for LA Unified. So from all my work experience, I learned the importance of collaboration, teamwork, and people working together to solve problems. And from all that work experience and knowledge, I've written books about workplace culture and about people working on the job. And now I train teachers and present at conferences. And I'm a writer and consultant on Future, English for Life, Work, and Academic Success, published by Pearson. Donna, my colleague, and I have worked together on many projects. For example, we developed a training module for ESL teachers on integrating and contextualizing workforce skills in the ESL classroom.
Definitely a great background there, Ronna. Thank you so much for that brief introduction. Donna, could you just tell our readers a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I taught ESL and VESL, Vocational English as a Second Language, at the San Diego Community College Continuing Education Program for over 40 years. I taught for about 25 years. I taught several models of IET, Integrated Education and Training. My favorite experience was IBEST, the IBEST model, Integrating Basic Education and Skills Training, where I team taught for 8 years with a registered nurse in a class called VESL for personal care assistants or caregivers. Currently, I have been doing teacher training and presentations at national and regional conferences on integrating workforce skills in ESL classes and transitioning students to academic and workforce programs. I am a co-author of the Ventures series published by Cambridge University Press.
Excellent, Donna. Thank you so much. It's great to meet both of you. And so let's just dive right in looking at your article here, Filling the Soft Skills Gap. In particular, let me just throw out a general question and ask you, why did you write this for the COABE journal?
We wanted to share our knowledge from teaching in the field, our life experiences, as well as current research related to the importance of integrating workplace skills in ABE and ESL classes at every level. We also wanted to raise educators' awareness of the need for integrating workplace readiness skills in adult education classes, which is what WIOA, the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, one of our funding sources, guides us to do. And research tells us that the US workforce is changing, that many low-skilled jobs are going away. So we wanted to help students build on the soft skills which they already have, and to develop additional skills that will help them succeed on their current jobs and when they transfer to other jobs.
Thank you. That's great, and definitely a very informative piece. And so let me ask another question. As far as individuals who maybe have not read your piece yet, how will adult education practitioners benefit from reading this article? And in turn, how will that benefit the learners they serve?
I'm going to answer the first part about how adult education practitioners benefit from reading the article, and then Ronna will chime in, and then I'm going to go back to the second part of the question. Our article focuses on the top soft skills needed for workplace success as identified in current research and echoed by employers across the United States. Research shows that there's a significant soft skills gap in oral and written communication, teamwork, and critical thinking in the workplace, which can prevent workers and our students from thriving and advancing on a job. Also, the article provides current data from Indeed.com, the Employability Skills Framework, Skills USA, just to mention a few, to get teachers buy-in on the importance of integrating these soft skills in classroom instruction. And Ronna wants to talk a little bit about more of this integrating instruction.
Thanks, Donna. Teaching strategies can be developed to help build student skills in these gap areas. Many of the teaching strategies and skill building activities teachers are already implementing in their classrooms. So in our article, Filling the Soft Skills Gap, we show how to integrate instructional practices that assist students in developing soft skills in the classroom, and how to teach students to transfer the same skills to the workplace and other community and civic environments. Regardless of their career or life path, students must learn to be good communicators, effective team players, and creative problem solvers. Now, Donna is going to talk about how this will benefit the learners.
Yeah, thanks, Ronna. Well, first of all, students will understand the importance of developing the soft skills needed to obtain and keep jobs that will provide them with life-sustaining incomes. And also, students will develop the tools they need to thrive and advance in the workplace. And finally, students will learn to identify and describe their own transferable skills as they seek jobs and look for career advancement.
That's great. Thank you so much. So what I found really interesting about this, and what I really appreciate about the piece that you put together, is the COABE Journal really focuses on practicality for our practitioners. And we really, we made a shift in the whole format to really focus on integrating research into practice. And I really appreciate the way in the instructional practices section of your piece, how you broke down those three parts that you had mentioned earlier, Donna. And just wondering here that as I think I know the answer, but what do you hope that the readers are going to take away from this article in particular?
We organized the article around those most significant soft skills described in the research, which you just mentioned, Don: oral and written communication, teamwork, and critical thinking. And we wanted to emphasize that these skills can be taught in the context of any lesson. They don't need to be contextualized in specifically workplace-related lessons. Detailed in the article are practical activities that can be done in face-to-face and online classes at any level, including conversation cards, student interviews, oral and written language frames, collaborative activities, team projects, and problem solving. Each of these classroom activities can be used to teach transferable skills in the areas of communication, teamwork, and critical thinking.
Thank you for that. And I definitely, as I said before, I really do appreciate that. And also appreciate you mentioning the fact that these strategies can be used in face-to-face and in online or virtual environments. Of course, so many of our programs have seen this dramatic shift based on COVID-19 and those different restrictions and challenges they brought along. So I appreciate you mentioning that. So I'm wondering, as we wrap this up, and again, I encourage our readers to take a look at this, piece. It's very nicely written, very practical, and so on. But what do you all, do you have any additional comments that you would like to share with our readers?
Yes, it's funny that you just said that you appreciated how we showed the integration of these activities in face-to-face and online classes, because we wrote this article a year and a half ago, just before all this stuff happened. And so just before the article was published, we added ways to do the activities described in the article in both online and face-to-face classes. And we have seen teachers do them, so we know they can be done in both settings. But, we hope that no matter how the class is taught, teachers will see the benefits of integrating workplace readiness skills such as teamwork, problem solving, oral and written language frames in their own classes.
Excellent. And you did mention that you wrote this article some time ago. We had such a huge response to the initial call for the which ended up being part one that went out about a year ago, and then COVID hit, and then we went ahead and prioritized some other articles. But I appreciate you saying that, and that you actually added those observations to your article, because we are finding as we are going through this COVID and going into recovery and programs coming back to face-to-face setting, more and more of our instructors, more and more of our administrators are looking for ways to incorporate online. So everything happens for a reason, doesn't it? Well, thank you so much. I appreciate both of you, Ronna and Donna. I appreciate you so much for taking the time to speak with our readers, to highlight your article. And again, I strongly encourage folks, take a look at this article, Filling the Soft Skills Gap, which is in the workforce edition of the COABE Journal. Thanks to both of you, and thank you to our viewers, and we wish you well. Have a good day.